who is live in our Extreme Weather Center. Rick, good evening to you. Good to have you with us tonight. Boy, the Bahamas, it's going to sit over that area, right, in Grand Bahamas for another 6 to 12 hours?
Yeah, probably at least. That images that you're just seeing out of Nassau, that's Nassau, not anywhere near where the center of this storm is. And we're seeing those kinds of pictures. We have not seen a lot of images yet that have come out of the area that has been most dramatically hurt by the storm. And that is the Abaco Islands and Grand Bahama. And they have been under the center of this storm now for pushing 24 hours. So such an incredibly terrifying thing. We haven't seen a storm that strong. We've only seen one storm that strong in the history of the Atlantic, Martha. And to have a storm that strong stay there for 24 hours.
It's horrific.
It's horrific.
I just want to mention, we have somebody that we were in touch with in Freeport and spoke to them a little while ago, wanted to have them on the phone to just give people at home a sense of what's going on there. We're not getting any connection with them at all right now. And we don't know, what that means about whether the phone service is all down, which would be very understandable at this point. We hope that that's the least of it. But, there's some more pictures. I mean, this is the story at the moment. Where the story goes from here, you're going to tell us. But this is the story tonight. This is horrific.
It is. So there are different levels of what we can have happen when there's a storm. One is catastrophic. What we're experiencing, what is happening right now in the Bahamas, in the northwestern Bahamas, is catastrophic. The islands will probably not look like they have looked in the past. There will probably be new islands, new pathways created within the islands. It will not be the same at all. That, fortunately, is not what we're going to experience here in the U.S. because we're not going to have a direct hit from a Cat 5 or Cat 4 storm of this. We are going to have a very close call from this storm, though. I just want to show you this I put up here. This is 24 hours of a satellite loop, and it's barely moved. It's maybe about 60 to 70 miles from where it was before. And I put that up showing that it was 87 miles off the Florida coastline. I put that up about 10 hours ago. And it hasn't changed the center of that storm.
What causes it to stay so stationary, Rick?
So storms in general, I'm going to give a little bit of nerdy meteorology for you here. So storms in general, especially a strong storm, because of the rotation of the Earth, it wants to deflect off towards the north. So it wants to move north. But high pressure in this case is blocking it. And the circulation around high pressure is clockwise. So the storm just moves along the high pressure. And now that high pressure is moved away. So it now will start to want to move north. There's also a bit of a weakening in the atmosphere to the north of it. And that's what's going to allow it to move north. Now, for days and days, we've been saying we cannot tell when that storm is going to make that right-hand turn with any real specificity. I will tell you, for the first time now, we're seeing the models in agreement that we've got the storm in the same direction. And I think we can rule out that we're going to have a landfall in Florida, which is really good news. That doesn't mean we're not going to have impacts. We're still going to get the rain. We're still going to have storm surge. And we're still going to have probably hurricane force winds, especially around Cape Canaveral area and up towards Daytona. I think that's going to be the worst of it. We likely will see a landfall of this storm, a weaker version of the storm, but like a Category 2-ish storm somewhere around North Carolina, South Carolina. And that's Thursday into Friday. So we have a long ways to go. Still impacts in the U.S. with this storm. But Florida, where we have been so concerned, especially because, Martha, the population in Florida has changed